It is the year 2119. The mega corporations hold New Europe in their grip. Uh, and the metropolis spanning AI Gaia keeps the peace, keeps the atmospheric processes going, keeps the wheels of economic prosperity rolling, in theory. But the gulf between theory and practice in the 22nd century leaves a lot to be desired. And from secret and not so secret bases around this continent sized city, mercs of all temperaments try to claw something, anything, back from the forces arrayed against the folks on and under the street. Welcome back to the near future dystopia of the Gaia complex, and welcome to Hint Plays, a channel for RPGs and tabletop gaming of many stripes, featuring players from Hobby Gamers International, a convivial conclave of creatives from around the world. We generally run weekend games on a rotation with varied casts of players and GMs, along with various specials and chats and board games. I'm Chrono Magistrate, aka Anil, and I will be your Games Master today for Session 4 of Going Anywhere, Chapter 2 of my ongoing Connect the DOTs campaign. With me tonight are our Merc crew of Druttercup and Serigil. Astute viewers or regular viewers may notice we are down a player. Unfortunately, due to life reasons, Volt, aka Shard Angel, has had to step back. Hopefully this is not a permanent thing, and we wish them well. But who are our crew? Drat, why don't you introduce Demon now?
Demon is a wonderful, empathetic, charming person who gets pie on her good no, sorry, I can't with a straight face. Demon is a core hacker who relates best to technology, but thinks of herself as a highly charismatic wannabe leader. She really isn't. Well, last seen, she was slitting someone's throat in the back of a flying air car.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And Serigil, who is Silver?
Silver is a cyberdoc who actually is charismatic and empathetic. Although last session he did chop off 2 hands.
Yeah.
2 hands.
Not from the same person. Two
No,
different people.
Different hands.
Mm.
Maybe even like from the elbow, I think, for one of them. No.
Oh God! Is that for the pop-out blade?
A veritable bounty of arms.
Yeah, well, I wanted the tech.
Mm-hmm.
It's a call to arms. What
Yes.
can we say?
Oh no. But so maybe he doesn't always have the most qualms, depending on who's paying him.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And it's all about the job. You are mercs. It is a hard knock life.
Don't make me start singing Annie. I will just hurt you.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how Annie would translate to a cyberpunk scenario, or at least the Gaia complex, because I could maybe see it in CP Red.
Oh yeah, I mean more. CP Red is easy because the orphanage would be a yo gang.
Yeah. I mean, here probably as well. I mean, there is potentially something coming up which might play on that.
Okay.
So, what happened last time then, folks? Would you care to recount what you did last session, so that for the edification of the viewers?
I'm really not proud of what we did last session. Silver's blocked most of what happened in the back of that car out.
I was sitting in his lap. There was a limit to how much I could block it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, admittedly, that was to try and read his.
It wasn't the throat slitting that was the issue.
No. I mean, to be fair, he was at least sedated and done over on truth serum, as well as having Demon purring in his ear. God.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would be entirely anyone's exact last request, but
she's one of those people. She doesn't look terrible.
No.
Sorry. It is pure. She just doesn't get people. She doesn't quite know how they fit together. Unlike Silver, who knows exactly how people fit together, which is literally slot A into Jack Point B. And yeah, we were interrogating a gentleman by the name of Lamar, who was responsible for the kidnapping of Orion.
Yeah.
And we had been hired by Orion's teammate Rigel, neither of whom should exist, by the way, because they're both British and Britain doesn't exist. Or at least it's been walled off.
It
Just
exists.
think they shouldn't exist because they're British. It's just a very funny line.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's
yeah.
the thing. It's like nobody's had confirmed knowledge of the existence or the remaining existence of Britain since communications went down nearly 40 years ago.
I think this is the problem, is basically the UK is a DLC and Gaia hasn't bought it yet. It's like Euro Truck Simulator.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the borders are suddenly invisible walls. But yeah, basically we had been hired to assassinate Lamar, but also to find out what he knew and on the kidnapping of Rigel, because Orion wants him back. It's Orion's sponsors, if I recall, who wanted him dead, wanted Lamar dead.
No, that was
Well, I haven't got the other way round.
That was personal from Rigel.
Oh right, okay. Sorry.
Rigel wanted him dead because he was the torturer or the interrogator
Right.
for him.
Well, yes. To be fair, when we're talking about what we did to him in the back of the car, he was a torturer and interrogator. So to be honest, there was an element of what goes around comes around.
Yeah. He's a customer services operative for Trill Investments, or was.
Yeah, I feel he's the one who you get escalated to when you phone customer services and they say, I'm going to speak to my manager.
Oh, no, Lamar is probably more the, we will have this remedied as soon as possible.
Yes, we'll call you back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically we established that Orion had been taken to an interim place, which was the courier company, wasn't it?
Yes, appears to be one of Rapidel Courier's central logistics offices in League.
That was it. And where he got taken from there is anyone's guess, assuming he did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, bearing in mind that Rigel was imprisoned in the basement of a building firm, it could be anything. But, we really need to get in there. In addition, there is information to be found in Trill Investments. We currently have access via Lamar's keycard, which should get us into the building and indeed into his apartment. Theoretically.
It will get you into the TMI building.
TMI, that was it,
which
not
is
Trill.
where he works, down in the district of Curvo.
Yes. He also has a cat he would like us to look after, since he won't be there to feed it, on the grounds that I killed him. Silver drugged him, I interrogated him, then I killed him, and then we left him to be torn to pieces by looters who were dismantling the car when we walked away. I'm still not 100% sure what happened to his driver, who was spark out when we left him and in his underpants.
If I remember correctly, you did remove him from the boot of the car and left him on the rooftop. I would have to go back and check the recording because I don't think you left him in the boot of the vehicle, but I am not 100% certain.
The problem was that we didn't leave him in the boot. He was spark out on the back seat. This is why Demon was sitting in Lamar's lap to interrogate him. It's because we had the guard unconscious in the back seat.
Oh, that's true. Yes. You may not have left him on the route. You may have left him in the back seat of the car.
Yeah, now Lamar was dead, but the guard was,
Pavel
if I
wasn't.
recall, Pavel was strapped in with the seatbelt to keep him upright.
Yes. I mean,
And was
you'd ripped some
sedated.
cyberware out of his hand, but
That's why he was sedated, to be
Yeah.
fair. The screaming gets annoying. But yeah, that was, oh dear. So he may have been shot. We heard someone shooting as we walked away. But my theory is that the car was better found in 15 different chop shops than us trying to sell it or pass it on to someone else in our organisation. I say our organisation, the organisation we are currently working for.
because you are all member of the Piperlex gang, one of the
That was
5
it.
gangs that control the Luxembourg.
Yeah. Was there ever really such a thing as cricket?
I mean, at this point, all we have is footage, some very grainy footage, hovering around the core, and maybe some references in old books. Somebody probably still has a battered copy of Wisdom's on a shelf or in a vault.
Oh no, I just have an image now of somebody educating everyone on what cricket was, based entirely on life, the universe, and everything. Oh no, the masters of cricket. Okay.
And I think I've just had another idea for a data seed. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, basically we have 2 points to investigate, which are the TMI building and the acquisition of his cat and his the Rapidel couriers.
Yeah. There are a couple of other lines, but we can talk about that as we go on. I'm just trying to find how much money you were promised.
Oh, that's a point. Yes, cash. Hello, we like money.
I don't know how much I've been accurately keeping track. I need to go through my notes.
There's also some in the Discord channel, so you may be able to pull from that.
Oh, I have it all written down. I just haven't actually added it up yet.
Okay, fair enough. So, at the end of last session, you showed the confirmation footage to Sebastian and Rigel.
Yeah.
Having returned to the Hematites' safe house in Mokes. The Hematites being the outsider Vril or outsider vampire gang that Rigel and Orion seem to have dealings with.
Can I ask, do you know what ARC 38670 is?
No.
Has anyone got any idea why I made a very careful note of this and saved it in my notes folder? That is up there with Never Trust the Elf.
It's not like one of the guns that we retrieved, is it?
It might be.
I mean, that's not... I don't think that's a...
Didn't we have a gun disguised as another gun?
Yes, you do. But though neither of those are... I mean, that's not one of the serial numbers for either of them.
No, I very carefully noted it down. But no context whatsoever.
I don't think that pertains to one of my games.
It's in my notes for Demon.
Oh, okay.
It's under Rapidel Couriers enamored due to take the chemicals. And then I've got ARC 38670.
From one of the early sessions? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, I'd love to tell you, but my notebook is to garbage. So
I might have to go back and check the footage and see if if that was something I told you or.
Yeah. What the hell was I? Okay,
maybe.
as long as you don't know either, that's fine. I can deal. How much money do I have? Not a lot.
If I remember. Yes, because what you got from Lamar was a Milton Baines & Co. Sexy S7 heavy pistol, which which Silver realized was actually a disguised casing for an MB and C V-stop, aka an anti-vamp weapon.
Yes.
Which nobody should be carrying.
Silver, did you put it back in its case?
Well, I think we kind of found this out off stream, so I hadn't thought.
Technically, because I realised that you had the mechanical, the mechanics toolkit. You investigated this. Whether or not you put it back in the casing is up to you.
I don't know if it would be a good sign to show the vampires, hey, we found this, and here's a good show that we are not going to hurt you, or if you wanted it as a...
I would kind of like to keep it as an option, because I don't entirely... Well, it's demons. Demons saying, I don't entirely trust these people. It's just a standard. I may as well just have a pin that says, I do not entirely trust you.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. I'm just thinking that if we potentially might wear out our welcome with these vampires, or if we end up caught in some kind of vampire on vampire conflict between the different factions, Magpie. Yeah, it never hurts to have leverage.
I think Silver's probably a bit too trusting and would refuse to carry it. So if you're happy to carry it...
I don't mind carrying it if you put it back in the case.
Yeah, I can put it back in the case.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of last session, you returned to the safe house and you showed them the footage that you took to confirm the contract had been fulfilled. And you then went... Sebastien offered you the facilities of the house to get cleaned up. And then reconvene for further talks.
Some of us needed more cleaning up than others.
So, you've all had occasion to get a little bit of rest, take some refreshments. Mm-hmm. Sebastien is nothing if not a kind and generous host when it comes to that. His staff, however, somewhat less gregarious. And you reconvene in the parlour after this. It's yourself, the two of you. Volt at this point has left, having received a message and saying that she has urgent business to attend to, but leaving the matters in your hand. And so it's you two, Rigel and Sebastien.
Right. I think timing-wise, by the way, our priority is going to have to be to get into his apartment, because otherwise his cat is going to eat himself.
I don't care about the cat, but if you want the cat, I'll go with.
Demon wants a cat.
Let us deal with the matter of the contracts that you had been asked or assigned to. With the matter of Lamar's execution taken care with, obviously, Rigel had promised, and he looks over at Rigel as he does so. Rigel had promised you 2,000 NEC, I believe, for taking out his tormentor. That is fine. And he reaches down beside him and pulls out an old-style attaché case, places it gently on the table, flips up unlatches it, flips it up, and pulls out a handful of cash and slides it over the table to you. Actually, but before he does so, he looks at Rigel, and Rigel nods. And then he pushes the cash in your direction. So,
Were they seriously considering not paying us?
Damn. I'm not sure either of you are quite capable of reading the reaction, although you could attempt to.
I'm willing to give it a shot. What the hell? I'm not going to be making many other characters.
What's your lure?
Oh, what, my pathetic allure of 3? Yeah, sure, I'm willing to do it. I've got the deceive skill.
I think mine's 8. Not that I don't know if Silver would care that much.
However, it might be awareness, which is on perception, which at least I have as a 6.
What you are looking for is...
Oh God, I need a new ring light. I am so shiny. I need not to have the light coming straight at my face.
Just blame the heat. It's disgusting.
It is. It's all, mattifying makeup is not going to cut it.
I just haven't put makeup on because it's too hot. It's going to melt off my face.
I've gone with the shine reducing moisturizer, which is just a lie, apparently.
Yeah, so this would be. I'm going to say that this is a deceive check. If you want to identify it, but you can try and do it on awareness with the modifier.
How bad's the modifier on awareness?
It will be a +2.
So that would be a point better. Yeah, I'll take that.
You've got some grit as well.
I've got grit. Yeah, it's fine. I've got 5 points of grit, and it renews at the start of each session, so it's all good.
Yep.
Right. Maybe I shouldn't use the blood splattered die. That's screw it. Yeah. What the hell? Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's a 1. Blood splatter gives me a 1. And metal gives me a 4.
Okay. What you are picking up is not any intent for deception or payment. It was more confirmation. It's that you're still not quite certain about what the relationship between Rigel and Orion, or rather Rigel's group, and the Hematites actually is.
Yeah, the power dynamic is wrong because by rights the vampires should have the edge, and that is not how I've read it.
Yes, what you are getting is that there is somewhat more deference to Rigel's wishes here than you would necessarily expect from this dynamic, or from your interactions with gangs and such. Actually, this probably would have been better as a streetwise check, but you've got the info. So
I'm better at streetwise. Yeah. Also, Demon in backstory has at least have her family having dealings with vampire gangs.
And that's the thing. This dynamic feels very weird, especially since the Hematites seem to be bankrolling this entire venture, because you've not seen Rigel put forth any money.
No,
all the money has come from Sebastian so far.
Yeah, I mean, vampires as money men, that's not a shocker, but checking up first is, that's weird.
Mm-hmm. So you get the 2,000 that you were promised from that.
Okay.
Other than that, you were also requested to find out information as to Orion's whereabouts, and if not, if you're not able to extract him or his body themselves, then at least going some way to finding that. How do you fare on that side? I will remember to do a proper a French accent for Sebastian when he is talking.
Maybe he's been practicing when he travels to the mystical land of England. Kensington.
How are you faring on that front?
Silver, you got anything to say on that?
I don't think it felt like Lamar didn't actually know that much necessarily.
Yeah.
It felt like we weren't dealing with as big a fish as we'd have liked to have been.
Yes, he was more of an eel than a fish. I think Lamar was answering to, it was customer services, wasn't it?
Was he an
Yes.
operator?
Yes,
He was an operator.
his badge for he had two badges, one for TMI, which denoted his position there as a director, an investment director, and he also had a very plain Trill Investments badge, which simply said operator customer services.
So we've got leads to chase up for Lamar. We don't have much solid information on Rigel yet, except that we know he was taken to the Rapidel Couriers. Was that the ones in Nama or am I? No, Lega.
League.
League. Lega? I'm not quite sure where Lega came from.
AKA Liège.
Oh, yeah, it'd be where I couldn't pronounce it then.
Well, so, and
we
then
can follow that up.
he's mulling that, and then Rigel kind of like leans forward and says, "Do you want to? Are you going to follow that up?
Well,
it's
obviously.
up to you."
Yes, obviously, yes. Also, personal space. Finger drive, Silver.
Yes. We need to look at the contents of that.
Yeah.
A finger drive.
Lamar had a finger drive, and was it a camera or am I misremembering?
He had a cam as well.
Yes.
And I can't remember if you said that it was something that had storage or if it was just like streaming.
It was.
Because
I think
that
it
would
was
be the difference.
Yeah, I think it was local storage, not streaming.
Yes,
because the signal is dodgy.
From what you saw, and because in your investigation, Silver, Lamar did not have a neural rig. The camera was set to record directly to the finger drive, and there is a chip. There was a chip in the drive. What's on it, you don't know as yet because you haven't looked at it. Sebastian intervenes. Well, it is not a given, but obviously the money is still available, or the job is still available if you wish to pursue it. Given time is moving on, however, we would be, if you are unable to do this soon, we would request whatever information you do have so that we may pursue this ourselves.
Oh, I think we're quite happy to pursue this. And really, we only stopped by to let you know that the bastard was dead and to wash him off our shoes.
Again, understandable.
Horrible person.
Let me just double check. You weren't given anything else.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So yeah, information on the confirmed whereabouts of Orion, rising 1,500 if you confirmed it, 5,000 if you recovered him, 3,000 if you recover a body. Yeah.
Right.
So yes. Rigel looks at Sebastian impatiently. We need to get him out. That is true, but our friends here have shown themselves to be competent. Obviously, matters are not quite as simple as we may have thought. They seem to have taken appropriate precautions in moving him around. That is potentially to be expected. However, you can understand Rigel's impatience. Every day we let this continue is another day that they may find out more, or that they may manage to break Orion, should he still live, or be moving on information that they have found out. The matters get riskier the longer we leave it. So,
how long has it been since we rescued Rigel?
It has been approximately a week since you rescued Rigel, because you did spend a fair bit of time trying to break down the information, and there was some wasted time in figuring out the drive, trying to figure out the drive that you took from Maurice Roulette. until you realise then that it was that you need an Enigma key.
Oh God, yes.
And then hunting down information on other bits and pieces that took a while.
We put feelers out for an Enigma key, haven't
Yes,
we?
you
Vault's
have.
had it.
Yeah.
You haven't been back to the base to see if those have paid off, and now the vault has gone. You don't have the direct link to Vault's contact. So.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a bugger. And there's no way we can do it with a hardware fix.
There is, however, obviously the matter of, as you say, Lamar's office and apartment.
Yeah. I think any further information is more likely to be found there.
I would concur that is probably a good starting point. There is obviously the courier's office in League, so we have 2 points of action. This may be a case, as he looks at Rigel 4, a split operation. We could divvy up the work in order to expedite matters. Obviously, if you do wish to handle both yourselves and be paid accordingly, that is your prerogative. But as I say, time is of the essence.
Right.
We are willing to give you a little. We are willing to give you a little more leeway should you wish to conduct these matters on your own. However, that is not an infinite supply.
As long as they're being reasonable about such things. What do you reckon? Look at the finger drive.
I think that's where we have to go first, because
Yeah.
it'll give us at least some of like Lamar's whereabouts.
Yeah. Find out what he was doing, what he was recording.
Yeah. You know, is it just a fail safe that he has on him, or is it for specific things?
Yeah. Probably don't want like the last 10 minutes before you cut his finger. But yes.
I mean, the camera was not active when you knocked him out. You know that the camera was not active.
True. Yes. Visions of a little camera lens emerging from his fingertip.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah. Be like breaking a nail, it'd catch on everything. Sorry, I really didn't need that. It'd be worse if it replaced a fingernail.
Rigel gets up and starts pacing around the room.
Yes, because that will help. Yes. Getting yourself worked up is not going to save your friend. And that is setting character.
He kind of glares at you, but it's somewhat half-hearted.
Mate, you've just had footage of me slitting a man's throat while I stroked his neck and sent him to sleep. Really don't.
Silver actually tries to be nice.
You're competent.
Comforts.
You're competent. Yeah. That's why we're giving you more time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You're still an unknown quantity.
He looks at Sebastian and goes, "We could just send a team in, hit both places. We could. That does have a great deal of exposure, though. That is why I'm offering the opportunity for a joint venture here. Alternatively, you could use some of the money that you have just been paid, and we would take on all the risk. We could plan a venture here and now, and attempt to extract, and I could send a team to extract the information from TMI, and obviously anything else that you wish from the apartment.
I think if you're going to go noisy, that rather negates a lot of what we've been through already.
Who said anything about noise? My team are as appropriately quiet as I have. No, actually, scrap that. I have all the suitable resources at my disposal for any mission that we wish to enact.
And your enemies are expecting vampires.
That is why I am cautious.
Yeah, they're
However,
not
now that we
expecting
know,
plebs.
now that we know that they have armaments for dealing with us, unfortunately,
Nothing.
not knowing what it is that they are carrying is difficult. Since Rigel and the others were incapacitated before they were able to identify anything, that does make matters harder. But we do have some defenses that we can prepare for.
Which book was the V stop in?
The V stop is in the core book. It is. I did give you a page number. It is. It is page 150 of the core book.
Of course it is. I've just headed there. Right. That's not a page. That is a page. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I went straight past it. My apologies. I was just trying to get an idea of what it actually is because I am currently fronting out because I'm sitting with one on my hip. Just wondering what made it anti-vampire specifically. So I'm just reading the write-up
It's
here.
the ammunition primarily.
Yeah. Finding the rounds is hard, very difficult. Manufacturing them is even harder.
Yeah.
Uses ceramic glass rounds, delivering a punch similar to a steel ball bearing. Right, that's it. Upon impact, the capsule shatters, releasing a sulfur-based serum derived from garlic extract. Yeah. We got garlic guns, guys. A garlic gun, anyway. Using a process known only to the development team, Milton Baines and Co. To vampires, the serum has an effect not unlike concentrated hydrofluoric acid. Holy crap, holy!
Yep.
Causing extreme burning and melting of vampire flesh that can't simply be washed off. Although I imagine after it's melted, yes, the flesh can be washed off. Or is that not what they meant? A few well-placed rounds from a V-stop can literally turn a vampire into a pile of glop in a matter of minutes. Weapon is well feared among the vampire community, but being found with one will lead to imprisonment or worse. Well, I probably should have read that before I decided to keep it.
That said, well. you have got a casing for it that mimics a standard operator's heavy pistol, the Sec C7, the Sec S7.
Dalek extract. I like the idea of Dalek extract.
Yeah, exactly, so exterminates either way. Yeah,
indeedy. But yes, so no, I just wanted to know what we were talking about. Were we talking carbon bullets?
No.
A la Ultraviolet, the series where they went with wooden tipped bullets.
No, there is other anti-vampire tech that is based around wood, but obviously given the difficulty of finding actual wood these days.
Yeah. There's a question. Is upcycling MDF furniture a huge source of ammo for anti-vampire weapons?
There's not enough wood in MDF to actually to be effective for the tech that is involved.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I mean, most MDF is basically just returned into like food additives, pulp for paper, and such, or kept as reconstituted furniture. What MDF could be found.
Yeah.
It didn't tend to fare well with the atmospheric changes that took place in the wake of the Resource War.
Oh, great. So I can just see people's kitchens melting. Excellent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Okay. This is getting weirder and weirder as we go. God, sorry, I am absolutely...
No, for folks watching, it is very warm here in the UK at the moment.
It is. It's very warm and it's very humid. I apologise. Um, I think let's find out what's on the finger drive and then plan our course of action accordingly as to whether or not we make use of Sebastian's mercenaries. Sorry, soldiers for hire on retainer. Or if we attempt something a little more low key. Very low key.
Yeah. So I'm gonna lay this out as to what I had in mind here. So if you want to do the operation yourself and to hit TMI, retrieve the cat, hit ransack Lamar's office, that can be done. That won't be today. That will be the start of the next chapter. That will basically be the start of chapter 3 if you wish to pursue that line. Alternatively, you can accept the help of the hematites in some form or another, whether that's as a joint operation or as asking them to do the work. Cost will vary depending on how much you want them to be involved, how much information you tell them, and how good your plan is. Because what we can do is we can plan that action and then narratively carry out what the results from that are. Alternatively, you can also give them the information about the RC office in League for them to do that. We can work. Basically, you have a bunch of options here as to what we do today, effectively.
Right.
Or you can say you're going to do it yourself, do it some other thing, head back to the Luxem Sprawl, find out more information that way, or you have a number of options and you have a number of leads. Whether or not you get that information now or at the start of the next chapter is kind of up to you.
Okay. Just off the top of my head, I'm not sure we can do both Rapidel and TMI because they are quite geographically separate.
There is that, especially if you want to do it in a if you want to do it in a concise time frame, because trying to do both will take a good few days.
Yeah.
Depending on your preparations, obviously. In theory, you could do it in 2 days.
Okay.
Like literally, if you bounced from here to one to the other. How
Yeah.
much prep you have in between all of that and the timings will obviously vary. But
Yeah.
as I say, you don't have to do this all yourself.
No, as I said, I'm thinking that Rapidel is more likely to be where there's direct information on Orion. So I think Rigel would be more heavily incentivized on that mission.
You just want the cat.
It's not just that I want the cat. I mean, obviously, yes, I do want the cat because obviously a cat would suit her image. And so far, image is everything to Demon because what the hell I've created, I do not know.
I'd better find some spare hands there or something as payment.
You've got 2 spare hands already.
Maybe a foot then.
Maybe somebody will have cyber legs.
I don't think I want like the full cyber legs, just like a foot or something.
Just with visions of a couple of legs, one over each shoulder. Oh God.
I think going to Lamar's home ourselves is probably, as you say, the way to do it.
Yeah.
Rigel will want the information from
Rapidel.
That's the one.
Yeah, because that was definitely either a destination or a transit point.
And I think Rigel will feel better doing something.
Yes. Also, if that turns violent, that's their problem, not ours.
Yeah.
Frankly. I think so. Yeah. Let's tentatively say then that we will tackle TMI.
Okay.
Do we want to check the finger drive first before we make
Definitely.
any solid decisions, by the way?
Yeah, this
Okay.
this is definitely a pencil in decision.
Are
if we
you are you letting them know that you have
Yes.
this? Okay.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, I am.
Okay.
If you want to stop me, you can feel free to
No, I don't
stick a
think
hand
any-
over my face. It's not like you're low on them.
if you have a sheep, we can display it on the monitor here. You know that there is a display monitor here because
Yeah.
you showed them that.
Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna go after them as well, I don't see there being any point in not sharing this info at least.
I don't have a problem with that. What I was wondering about is, can I jack into the storage myself and broadcast it off my internal
You
deck?
can plug the chip into you if you have a
Uh-huh.
chip port, and then
Yeah.
link to the monitor
Yeah.
wirelessly.
Yes. I mean, I do have the pop-out wires
Oh,
as
actually,
well.
actually, no. You've got your display tablet.
I do.
Yes, so you can broadcast to that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that if I would quite like things to run through my consciousness first, because it won't show as much of a delay because it's all at speedofthought.com.
Yep.
But just in case there's anything we didn't want to share, there's a potential there for me to just chuck in some static.
Okay.
But I think that would only work because I've got the internal rig. But I think that's probably the best way to go. Plus, I can also do a virus check for the bugger
Sure.
rather than plugging it into their system and having everything explode.
Okay. So you're putting the chip into your data port, or your chip port. Okay.
Yep.
You put the chip into your port, and as you say, probably a good thing you did it through your system, because there is a security barrier. It's not complex, but it was rigged to basically wipe the chip if the appropriate security measures are not in place, i.e., do you have the right code? However, for someone of your capability, it is quite easy to hack the code wall on this and disable the thing. You don't even need to roll for this. You've got hacking in your brains is 9, I believe. Yeah.
My brains are 9. I also have drill bit, which, if I recall correctly, is actually anti-code wall.
Yeah. So it is basically a matter of moments to disable the code wall and the associated virus that was attached to it that would basically frazzle standard display equipment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to describe what is coming. Obviously, you have this a couple of whatever broadcast delay you want to put on it, you have that much time ahead of what is being shown to the others. So if you want to cut this off at any point, let me know.
Okay, I'm deploying a 4-second delay.
Okay. So assume that you've got 4 seconds on this description ahead of anything that Silver, Sebastian, or Rigel are seeing.
Okay.
What is on there is the recording of the aftermath of a shootout, it appears. The camera tracks through what looks to be a semi-busy office building. You've got your standard cubicle farm setup. You know, in like jumping to our world for a moment, you know, in kind of like Marvel movies when they're crashing through buildings, or like the Hulk is running through something, and you've got the generic office building layouts that they are demolishing in New York. It's that kind of setup. So yeah, standard office building layout. the camera pans over besooted bodies lying in various stages of, let's say, panicked death. It looks like they have been running and shot, gunned down as they were trying to escape. The various bodies and faces are somewhat indistinct, but the badges show the logo of a company that you can quickly cross-reference to be that of a company called Isolinear Advances. They're a chip manufacturer.
Okay.
The camera stops and hovers over the body of a young man, probably mid-20s or so, but he is definitely styled differently. His suit is better cut. His haircut is more fashionable. He seems to be wearing better electronics. And you can see that the camera focuses in on his on the lapels of his suit, where the green emblem of Trill Investments is stitched.
Okay. Well, they know that Trill are involved, so that's not a problem.
As the camera pans around, as it looks like Lamar is walking through this building or through this office, these offices, other bodies can be seen. It looks like there was a massive firefight. There are security officers as well amongst the dead. But you can also see bodies that seem to be that are bearing gang colours. The neon pink, black, and cobalt blue in various shades of dyed denim and leather or pleather.
I'm screenshotting images of the gang
Yeah.
colours.
Well, you and Silver definitely recognise these gang colours.
Yeah.
They belong to one of the five gangs of the five major gangs of the Luxembourg. This is the Achtflukray gang, who control northeastern segment of the Luxembourg. That is very much their territory.
Right.
The footage then cuts, and it cuts to an autopsy table. A very clean, clinical medical room is set up. And you see that the camera, as Lamar approaches the table, is that of one of the gang members. And you can see white-suited medical figures removing bits of clothing, starting to cut away bits of skin, looking at cybernetics and such. The camera pans up the body and focuses in on some cyberware being extracted from the head, from the brain cavity.
I'm diverting the feed for a couple of seconds. So they get static and I get the recording.
Okay.
I don't want to. For some reason, I just don't want to show them this detail.
Okay.
But I want to be able to show Silver later.
Right. Okay. So what you are. So Silver isn't seeing this then. So yeah, the feed on your tablet cuts to static. What you see then is some cyberware being extracted from this gang member's head, and there is a pan around the cyberware as it is cleaned up.
Right.
Then.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, were you going to ask something? If you want to
No, it's
focus
carry
or
on.
pause it, then.
What I will do is, as soon as the cyberware is off camera, they can have the feedback.
Okay. Sure. Silver, you see the feed on the tablet cut back in at this point, and it looks like there was a bit of static on the from the camera, and the camera is now looking at personal effects that are being taken out of or have been taken out of the person's pockets. there's a phone, there's various bits of coinage, and some scraps, and then it stops on what looks to be an ID card, a transit worker's ID card, and it bears the picture of this person, a young woman, probably mid to late 20s. However, Silver, you're taken a little bit aback when you see this ID card.
Okay.
The ID card, because the name on the ID card is Emil Winters, and then the footage stops.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Can I have a quick look over the rest of the chip? Is there any non-video data on there?
There is no non-video data on there.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, it was set to record directly from the finger cam at, the request of, whoever is operating it. Yeah.
And that was the only recorded feed that we had?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not that any previous videos have been left on there.
No.
No episodes of EastEnders lying around. Okay.
Alas, no. You personally consider this a slightly weird setup. It's not that it's necessarily unusual, particularly in operatives, because not all operatives are fitted when you're rigged for full autonomy over the cyberware. If this was purely a record and a video and record thing. You're a little surprised there isn't an audio capture feed as well.
Yeah.
But it was literally just a finger cam hooked up directly to a chip recorder.
Right. Yeah, What the hell were they recording gangers having cyberware extracted? And more importantly, were gangers packing cyberware that was of interest to anyone? Okay, this is a train of thought I can't pursue while we're in public.
No, Silver looks at Demon in a kind of, we need to talk, and I need to see what was...
Yeah.
I think Silver knows what has happened with the static. He's not stupid, and he knows it.
Yeah, Demon doesn't think he's stupid, but Demon also just doesn't trust this lot as much as they possibly ought to. Demon's not a trusting soul.
I mean, you're dealing with very much an unknown quantity in the hematites. You've vaguely heard of them, but they're not. This is the outskirts. And in an area that you are not familiar with.
We're also dealing with things that could put us on the food chain and not at the top.
There is that.
Okay. So yes, I guess that confirms the involvement of Trill Investments from the chap in the uniform. This is to the room at large.
Yes, interesting. I'm not sure what this has necessarily to do with our matters at hand.
A dumb question. I don't suppose you lot are sponsoring whichever of the gangs it is. My brain just fried on me.
The Absolucrat, yeah.
Yeah. You're not sponsoring, supplying, supporting those guys, are you?
We have no dealings with the gangs of the Luxembourg. Obviously, we keep tabs on affairs in that direction, but no, our operations are here in the vicinity of the Paris zone.
Fantastic. Okay, somebody is. And definitely whoever Trill, whatever faction is represented by Trill, are very interested in flattening them. The dead gangers, they were in the office firefight, weren't they?
Yes, from what you could see from the pan around, it looks like it was a fight between the office security and the gangers. You probably reckon that the gangers had raided this office.
Is that the sort of thing that's likely to make the news?
Depending on how much noise was made, it probably would make a news feed.
Yeah.
There is also likely to be fallout on Scanner from this.
Yeah.
You could probably go hunting around on that network for eyewitnesses or things like that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, just office building doesn't really tell us a lot.
No.
But we know all we know is it's like some sprawl. And I'm guessing in or close to the territory of the gang.
I mean, you don't, as I say, you know the company, but you don't know where their offices are based.
No.
All you know is that Isolinier Advances are a chip manufacturer.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, there's something slightly peculiar.
Oh. Do we want to take a break here then?
Yeah, if we could.
Okay. No,
I'm going to have to go and secure my doors.
That makes sense. Especially given the weather, it's probably time for folks to refresh their drinks. So we're going to take a few minutes break here. So do get up, stretch, grab your meds, grab snack, grab food, grab drinks, and we will be back in a few minutes, folks. So take care. See you on the other side.